President Biden is calling for unity among Americans following this weekend's attack on Donald Trump. The president delivered a 30-minute primetime address from the Oval Office Saturday night. He said that there is no place for violence of any kind in the United States and that it's time to turn down the temperature on toxic political rhetoric. Mr. Biden also announced that Trump will have the full power of the U.S. Secret Service and ordered an independent inquiry into the assassination attempt. So let's bring in Weijia Jiang, who is following all of this from the White House for us now. Let's talk about these remarks from the president Saturday night. What was the lasting message that he was trying to get across to the American people?
I think the main point, Anne-Marie, of his speech was that as a country, as a nation, Americans need to bring down the temperature. He said in many ways that it's time to cool it down. And he asked the public to recommit to civility, essentially, to being able to have conversation and disagreements, even if they are about politics, and to be able to have those without escalation, which, of course, is a very tall order. But I do think, Anne-Marie, that it's very telling that he used the Oval Office to deliver this message. You know, he's only done this 3 times in his presidency. And so it shows how much weight he wanted to put behind this message. In some ways, though, Anne-Marie, I was struck because, you know, we have heard these same messages from the president since he was a candidate the first time around, when he ran for 2020. We know that it is a critical part of his campaign. He was motivated to run back then after the white nationalist rally in Charlottesville. In this cycle, he was motivated in large part by the January 6th attack. So this is something that he and the campaign have been sounding the alarms about. And it's not exactly, a flex to say that they got it right, that, but it does show that, it's something that they have been talking about. It's not a new message. And so I think he's just trying to stress it as hard as possible, and especially because tonight is the first night of the RNC convention. And of course, the DNC will hold its convention in Chicago in August. When you have so many people gathered, it's always a potential threat. And
of course, in the Oval Office, he is presenting and serving as commander-in-chief, consoler-in-chief, if you will. But he wears another hat as candidate. And this has to have had an impact on his campaigning moving forward. He had started to sort of pivot a little, be a little harder on Donald Trump, talk about the threat to democracy that Donald Trump poses. And now it seems that things may be shifting a little. Can we talk about the campaign moving forward? He's supposed to be going to Las Vegas today. How could his approach shift?
Well, that is to be seen, right, Anne-Marie? Because right after the shooting, the campaign actually suspended all of its political activity. So there were no outbound communications. They yanked television ads across the country. And they wanted to give the president space to focus on that first hat you mentioned as commander-in-chief. You see here that he travels to Las Vegas tonight. He is scheduled to deliver remarks at the NAACP convention as he continues to try to court black voters. He'll deliver more remarks on Wednesday, and he will hold a fundraiser. So we will be really paying close attention to his language and whether or not it has changed. But I have talked with campaign sources who say, look, they know they can't do an immediate snap back to pre-shooting, and they will likely have to tweak their messaging and ramp it up. But they also are clear-eyed about the fact that they now have less than 4 months to try to win this election and to continue hammering home, their messages about the fact that they believe that democracy is on the ballot. So it is a very fine line, Anne-Marie, that the president has to walk. And we haven't really seen yet anything from, candidate Joe Biden since the shooting happened. So it will be a question not only for him, but also for the former president as we watch him at the RNC.
So true. Weijia, thank you very much.
You're welcome.